What happens if you start a side hustle and it doesn't work, which isn't more than likely it will not work, especially for significant amounts of money? What did you gain? You gained a waste of time. You're not gonna have anything to show for your time. Do you guys? What's up, guys? Welcome back to Unbreakable Grind. It's your guy CJ back with another video, man. Today I'm going to be reviewing a video by Alpha M. It's pretty much called "Do This to Become a Millionaire in 1 Year." This is his strategy. All right, I want to review this because I'm very interested in these topics. I know I know my perspective can be very beneficial to be out there. It can help a lot of you guys as you pursue your journey for success and being a millionaire. Okay. My perspective is a lot different than his. I'm not saying his is incorrect. I'm saying I wouldn't pursue being a millionaire the way he explains it, nor would I do it the way that a lot of guys like Grant Cardone and other guys explain it. All right. I'll leave it at that for right now, but we'll get straight into the action. But I just want you guys to kind of see my perspective and see the things that I would do different here to ensure that I'm successful and guaranteed, right? Because I think a lot of times what's happening is we're leaving ourselves, we're exposing ourselves to too much risk, and what that ends up doing is wasting time, and you end up not being successful, wasting your time, and just another person who claimed they were going to be successful or a millionaire, and you never make it. All right, so I'm trying to prevent that and put you guys on a path to where you don't waste your time. You get what I'm saying? And with that being said, let's jump right into it.
Millionaire, you got to follow these 6 steps. I want to share that with you because I started from zero. Now, the good news for you is that I'm no different than you. I'm also not smarter. I'm kind of a dumb guy, but I figured a few things out, and today I'm going to share them with you. So I'm going to assume you already have a job. Now, whether or not that job is a great job or a bad job, or you need to get a second job in order to make more money, that is beside the point. The first thing that I would tell you if you wanted to be a self-made millionaire is live below your means, all right?
All right, he already said a mouthful already, really. All right, so he first started by assuming you had a job, and then he went on to say that one of the most important things you can do is live below your means. This is a fact. The living below your means part is a freaking given. All right, if you're trying to go be a better person, or if you're trying to be successful, man, you can't be flexing early. You can't be keeping up with the Joneses, as they say, early. You can't be showing out with your cash early. You need to be using that money for a purpose. Now, he kind of brushed over the idea of the job thing. All right. He just kind of said, he's just going to assume you have a job, but, there's a lot of misconception right there. There's a lot of confusion that can happen here. All right, I won't get too caught up in that. I'll explain this later, but brushing over that is a big problem, actually. And I'll tell you why. But let's keep going.
There are 2 areas in our lives where we spend the most amount of money. It is housing and it is our car. It is all about delayed gratification. In today's society, I know it's tough, right? Because all day you're getting bombarded by all sorts of amazing stuff on your phone, on computer, pounded. All day you are getting pounded in the face and bombarded by stuff. And you think, oh, damn, I need stuff, because if I don't have stuff, then I'm not successful. And if I don't have stuff, then maybe that spicy senorita won't like me. Grab all those feelings of wanting to buy stuff and push it down.
Yeah, if you're one of those people that are like, I don't have stuff, so I'm not successful, and my image, I don't look successful, so I'm not successful, you're gonna be a loser. All right, everyone I've ever met that correlated stuff to success, they never become successful, almost at all. This is my personal experience. All right, pay attention to your life. Pay attention to the people that are always wearing the latest things, the coolest things, the freshest stuff, the newest shoes, the latest car. These people aren't successful usually, almost always. All right. And if you're one of those people, just go ahead and toss it up the probability that you're going to suck. All right. It's just that simple. All right. Let's keep going.
The lower you can live below your means, the better off you're going to be. Your housing, like we said, if you can live in a place that's a little bit less nice than the place that you could technically afford, and your car, your auto payment each and every month, that's another one of those expenses that can get a little bit high that you very easily can get down if you're more sensible and logical, as opposed to thinking, oh, dude, I could afford that badass ride and I would look so sick driving down the street being like, yo, mom, I'd be laid back, right? I know that's what you're thinking. And there are a lot of dudes that do that, right? Now, these dudes will never, ever, ever be financially free, but they do it. I call them the $30,000 millionaires, right? They're crushing it in their head. They're driving the nicest car.
And what's annoying is when you're really getting to your money, you're going to see a lot of guys like that. They're going to be straight flexing on you. You got the money in your pocket to buy that crap and you still can't buy it. You're getting flexed on. You got the chicks looking at them like they got more money than you. They get more validation than you. It takes a whole lot of discipline. All right. But anyway, I'm gonna be breaking this down a little more, guys. There are a lot of holes in this as to why, I think I should fill in to make this a more clear picture for you all. Let's keep going.
Living in the nicest place, except they've got $0 in the bank. This tip is the most important.
They've got negative money in the bank usually. Not even zero, negative.
I'm being completely honest. You've got to learn to live below your means. You will never be financially free or have FU money until you do. The second step, gentlemen, is a step that I did not do that I wish I had started sooner, and that is investing my extra money. Now, for me, I was an entrepreneur, right? A lot of the extra money that I was making, I was investing back into the business, which we'll talk about a little bit later in the video. I want to talk a little bit about why I encourage each and every one of you to start some type of side hustle, or just start thinking about a business.
All right. So at first he brushed over, when we first started, you remember he brushed over like, okay, we're just going to assume the job thing. Let's just assume you have a job, maybe not a good job. Maybe it's a bad job, but at least you have a job and you need to live below your means. Now he's advocating a side hustle. All right. So this is where I kind of get into the problem with the way he's thinking. All right. What he's saying works. Okay. What he's saying is a valid strategy. It works for people. All right. The problem is that if you're a person let me use me, for example. All right. Me, I didn't have room for my plan to not work. I needed a way to be a millionaire guaranteed. I needed a strategy that was going to be guaranteed to work. Side hustles and all of that stuff, man, that's really instant gratification. Like you don't want to see what you're going to notice is once you start doing little side hustles, you're going to notice that you're going to be in a pool of you're in a very, very big pool of people who are trying to do these minuscule type of side hustles. It's going to be very hard to distinguish yourself and find some side hustle that's going to be exclusive in some way to where you'll have a really large market share or you'll really be in demand in some way. It's going to be really hard. So when people start throwing, these side hustles at you, do a side hustle, start a little side business. It's cute, but what you guys are gonna see, and correct me if I'm wrong, man, in the comments, tell me if I'm wrong. When you start looking into these side hustles, I guarantee you get stuck, and I guarantee you get lost, and I guarantee you forget what you're just gonna give up. Because you're not gonna know when things aren't working, you're not gonna know what to do. You're gonna notice that everybody that's freaking poor like me has the same side hustles. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be oversaturated with people. It's going to be too complicated. Everyone's trying to do the same thing. No one's getting a large market share. It's going to feel like you're lost with no guidance, with no direction. And that's what it's going to feel like. I'm telling you. So I'm going somewhere with this, but I want you guys to realize that a lot of times people tell you to get these little side hustles and it's a fine idea, but what it's doing is it's really a distraction from what you really should be doing. Okay, you really should be figuring out a way to distinguish yourself from others so that you can be in high demand. All right, and I'll get to that, but this is very important. This is very important. A lot of people are going to start side hustles. They'll never be a millionaire. Ever. You know what I'm saying? And let's keep going, but I want you guys to understand that needs to soak in. That this will make most people poor. Most people, you won't go poor by living under your means. That's always a good idea. This side hustle idea will get most people, This is what entrepreneurship is to them. It's the side hustle, grow your side hustle, and then eventually turn into a business. It's upside down because you really need to figure out how to put yourself in a position of high demand and then use that to build a hustle or use that to build a business. But anyway, let's keep going. Let's keep going and see what else he has to say. I'll break that down in a second.
The truth is, 2 out of 3 millionaires all are entrepreneurs and business owners. Anyway, I'll talk about that a little bit later in the video. But what you need to do, gentlemen, with that extra money, you've got to put it to work. And this is something that I didn't know because nobody taught me about this stuff when I was younger, right? One of the downsides to growing up poor is that you don't have like financial literacy around you. And what I mean by financial literacy is people around you that are investing and talking to you about the importance of starting to save, starting to diversify at a young age. Me, it was much older that I realized that, I need to start doing something. I was the dude that was keeping money like in a checking account or a savings account, which honestly is like the worst place you can keep it in terms of growing your wealth. One of the other reasons why I didn't start investing at a younger age is that I was like totally scared. I didn't know. I thought that you needed a ton of cash in order to actually start investing. When the truth is, guys, if you've got $500, you can actually start a Wealthfront account. Wealthfront is today's video sponsor. There's been decades and decades of data that show that investing in a globally diversified portfolio of low-cost index funds is the best way to put your savings to work. Now, if you're like, globally diversified.
So here's the thing, right? Right now, he's doing a little pitch about Wealthfront because they sponsored this video. But at the end of the day, the major thing is one, okay, he was right on the money. You have to live below your means, okay? 2, he talked about a side hustle, okay? And I think 3, he talked about investing. These things are out of whack because 1, if you're living below your means and you don't have a good income anyway, you won't have a lot of money to use to invest or to use for a side hustle, okay? Now, I'm pretty sure he might clarify some of that later, but I want you guys to understand see what's happening is, let me be honest, all right? What's happening is it's a little sugarcoating happening in this video, or either he doesn't. Let's put it this way, man. My perspective on this is he's either doing 2 things. 1, he's trying to sugarcoat because most people want something that's not so truthful or so abrupt in their face. So he could be sugarcoating this and making it a little easier to consume. Or 2, he just doesn't know. He never engaged in entrepreneurship in a certain way. So this is actually his opinion, and which could be fine. You get what I'm saying? But either way, this is upside down. I'll break that down a little more as we go through the video, but this is an upside down strategy that's going to leave most of you stuck. You're going to feel like you're never going to be a millionaire this way, most of you. I guarantee you. I used to hear these strategies. People have pitched me these. He's not the first person to say this way. All right. And the problem is you always end up stuck. You always end up in oversaturated markets. Okay. You always end up doing the same thing that every other poor person's doing. It's always hard to find yourself in an exclusive position where you can have abundance. Even if you want to invest, it's very hard to figure out how to get the foundational money large enough to where your investments are significant to any means. You get what I'm saying? And even if you want to live below your means, if you don't make enough money, I mean, if your means is just $1,000 a month and you're saving, if your means is only $1,000 a month and you live below it and you live on $500 a month, $500 is an insignificant amount of money. Given the other options that you could be doing that can make significantly more guaranteed. With that being said, let's keep going. I'll keep breaking it down as he goes through it.
Index of what? Exactly. That's the problem. It's kind of confusing unless you're educated about it. And that's why I love Wealthfront, because they make investing easy, affordable, and accessible.
I'll skip through the Wealthfront stuff.
$dollars that you invest is going to be managed for free for life. I am so jealous that you have this incredible resource.
See, all of that sounds good about the investing and stuff, but if you don't have a good job, dude, with a good income, and you're doing side hustles with barely no income, you're not gonna have money to invest in Wealthfront, man. Like, let's just be honest. You're not. All right, you're gonna end up stuck at your job and not in demand because you're just doing random hustles. That's what's gonna happen to most of us. All right, that's what's gonna happen, and your time will be wasted, and you'll be getting more and more stuck, more and more stuck. That's what I'm trying to prevent. And if you really want to know the truth, keep listening. I'm telling you.
Incredible platform, Wealthfront, to take advantage of. But you got to take advantage of it in order to get started. Guys, hit the link down below. Get started today. Invest.wealthfront.com/alpha. If you go through our link, guys, set up the account. Like, I think about that, right? And it really, like, upsets me. I think about that, right? And it's for free. Guys, do not wait. Get started today. If I could go back in time, like, I think about that, right? And it really, like, upsets me when I think about if I just started, like, investing, you know, earlier when I was younger in my 20s. Oh my God, even if it was like $100 or $200, like.
See, that's another thing. He said if he started investing in his 20s, even 100 or 200, very insignificant amounts of money, then he would be immensely more wealthy than he is now. I think that's where he's going with that. But the point is, what if you can be investing hundreds of thousands of dollars in your 20s? Guaranteed, because you created exclusivity for yourself in the market, and so that you have high demand. If you do that, which I'm going to tell you exactly one way to do it, like I did it, but there are other ways to do it. I just advocate towards one strategy. But there are a lot of different routes you can take, career paths, to do the same thing. But long story short, see what happens, guys, in these videos, you get spoon-fed these mediocre concepts. What if I did 100? He's correct, by the way. He's being honest. If you can start getting $100 invested, $200 invested in your 20s, that's great. But it's sugarcoating. It's really not holding you to the standard you're capable of. You're really capable of getting hundreds of thousands of dollars invested in your 20s. Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars. But not if you're working a mediocre job, and not if you're doing basic side hustles. And if you are investing large amounts of money doing those things, you are the exception. In the comments, tell me if I'm wrong. Are you doing a side hustle with a mediocre job and a side hustle, making significant amounts of money to where you can invest hundreds of thousands of dollars in your 20s? Probably not. And if you are, you're an exception, and I would love to hear from you in the comments. But for most of us, I think you should create this exclusivity for yourself so you can really put yourself in demand, so that you can really, really, really set yourself up to get this million fast and guaranteed, so that you can then go into the real entrepreneurship, not side hustles and selling clothes and all that. That's fine. I don't want to minimize that. But you want to get into the big entrepreneurship, and you want to be guaranteed to do the little stuff like a millionaire. $1 million is smaller than you think, easier to acquire than you think. You can acquire that with almost no risk. All right. So don't get stuck in your best years listening to this minuscule approach. OK, this is good for people that feel unempowered. You feel weak, you feel scared, and you need someone to tell you, OK, you invest $100 and $200 and your income. And if you want to feel better, you will placated or soothed by someone who's not so aggressive and forcing you to get to the level, forcing you to be your best self, then fine. But me, I'm forcing you to be your best self because I know what you can do, given the strategy I already know. I know what you're capable of. You can get hundreds of thousands of dollars in the game. All right. And I'm going to keep explaining that as we go through the video.
I think about where I would be today, and it absolutely makes me a little bit crazy. But you can't go back in time, but you can start investing now. Guys, it's about starting investing, all right? The third tip I want to talk about is something a little more personal, and that is your network. The third tip and step in developing your financial freedom, gentlemen, is to develop your network. Now, I know that this might be a weird one, right? Because a lot of people are probably like, oh, do real estate, do that. Network. You've heard the saying, your network is your net worth. You got to stop hanging out with losers, and you got to be on. Now, I'm not saying that these dudes are bad people, but if you ever expect to move forward professionally, personally, or financially, you got to surround yourself with people that have the same mindset, people that are smarter than you, people that can help you grow, people that can help you or open doors and opportunities for you. Before I met Antonio Centeno, I had the scarcity mindset. I thought, okay, this is mine. It's either.
All right. So you need to meet people. Your network is your net worth. All right. I believe this to be true. But guys, he's talking about networking, and we'll see if he explains it. But how in the world are you supposed to network who is a person with a basic job in a random side hustle. I need you guys to understand this. Like, if you are someone who has a basic job and a side hustle and you've managed to figure out how to network with people who have opportunities to give you and they take you seriously, believe that, please give that, you should start a YouTube channel and explain that, because that's not going to happen for most people. All right. That's not going to happen. You have nothing to leverage. You have nothing to barter with. There's nothing special about you that makes you exclusive or in demand. So you have nothing to leverage with people as you network with them. All right. So that's why I preach what I preach. You know what I'm saying? Let's take someone doing his strategy, someone doing a strategy like I would suggest. He would suggest that, okay, you start with some job, whether it's high paying, it's not high paying, live below your means. All right. I would suggest something similar. I would say, okay, you start somewhere. So you have some job maybe because you're probably an adult. I would suggest if you're single, I can't solve every case right now, but if you're single, what I would do is especially if I'm a male, I go live in my car first. Okay. I would get a basic car, beater car. I live in my car and I get a $10 a month gym membership. All right. This is the strategy. I get a $10 a month gym membership. I live in my car. I take showers in the gym. I'll have my clothes in the trunk and I'll keep food, basic food like bread and peanut butter in the trunk. And while I'm doing that, this is what I would do. I find the most in-demand, high-value skills possible that I can acquire. Now, the reason for doing that is because at the beginning when you saw he brushed over okay, you maybe have a good job, a bad job. No, I would invest, I would literally sacrifice 3 to 4 years of my time, about 4 years of my time, being completely homeless in that car so that I can acquire skills that make me exclusive. Me personally, I would suggest engineering. There are a lot of other ones. Okay. If you want to get out of school faster, maybe go for a truck driving, something like that, right? I'll go to truck driving school, something. Go acquire some skill that gives you some demand. Okay. After you do that, now you've been below your means because you're living in your car. You got your $10 gym membership. You know what I'm saying? At this point, if you can do a little side hustle to make sure you keep gas money and stuff, fine. None of this is your biz. None of this is your real goal. Okay. This is just sustain. You're just sustaining. Then what you're going to do is you're going to go get that high value skill. Now, I suggest engineering, but like I said, you can do other things like truck driving. There are a lot more. In the case of engineering, I would sacrifice 4 years and I would be homeless. That's what I would do. All right. And I'll leave it at that. You can do other things like meet a girl and y'all can work together. And then you and the girl can strategically get apartment, stuff like that. But end of the day, I would stay in my car for 4 years and I would attend a university for engineering school. That's what I did. Okay. Then what I did is when I came out, I was making roughly like 130, 150, somewhere between 130 and 150K. All right. As soon as I came out. Now, the thing is, I came out at 23 and I came out late because I did things wrong. So at that age, I was able to pay off my loans within the next year or so. And then I was able to start investing all of my money into investments. All right. Now, the important thing is he said he wished he was at least investing $100, $200, $300 in his 20s. I was able to go from nothing with no help, pay off my debt, and start investing hundreds of thousands of dollars into the market. Okay. So first thing, living below your means. Yeah, live below your means, but don't think about using that extra money to invest in like assets yet. You need to invest that in yourself and go to college. Even if you have to get loans, you need to go to college and get an in-demand skill. Okay. He said most of these millionaires are entrepreneurs, but most of these millionaires have degrees. All right. Most of your common millionaires have a degree too. That's what you have to understand. Okay. It might be different for billionaires, but millionaires, they've got some type of degree, high demand degree. All right. That's something that's missing from the video. All right. So once you invest in yourself, you get that degree, you get it right, you'll be making hundreds of thousands of dollars a year. What you're going to do, and the importance of my strategy is if you get the right degrees, you're going to be making this. It's no toss up. You're going to be making it. Guaranteed. If you get the right degrees, the harder degrees, the in-demand degrees. But what does that do? It's going to solve almost all these issues that he suggested. It's going to cover every step. So once you finish that degree, you're going to be able to live below your means, like he suggested. But you're going to be able to live on like 20 grand and save 100 grand plus. All right, we're talking if you're 18, you can pull this off by the time you're 22, literally. I did mine late, and I started this at 23. Well, I got out of school at 23. So you're going to be able to invest hundreds of thousands of dollars. So, you're going to be able to save hundreds of thousands because you're living on your means. But you got a lot of money. What you're going to do with that money? His next step was to invest. You're going to have a lot of money to invest, and it's going to be in your 20s. Like he wished he invested in your 20s. He wished he invested in his 20s, at least $100 or $200. You'll be investing hundreds of thousands. And then the third thing I think he said was networking. Understand that when you do what I'm saying, the networking solves itself. Okay, I never had to go intentionally network. Just by having a skill set that the entrepreneurs who make a lot of money need, they automatically come find me. So that's what you guys have to understand. You have to understand that as a low represented person, right? Especially a minority. Like me as a minority, man, I see everyone trying to be just a hustler. Everyone wants to do a side hustle. everyone wants to do these shallow side hustles, but they're missing the big picture. No one's getting in demand and positioning themselves so that they're in high demand by the people who make the real cash. How do you network as a person doing side hustles? You need to be a person that's in high demand. You have the skills that make people money, and people are going to network with you because you make them money. That's how it works. A lot of you, right? Tell me in the comments, am I lying or not? Have you tried to network before and found yourself, what am I supposed to say? How do I actually start this? Who do I go to? Where do I go? What do I say to make them network with me? What makes me valuable to them? People say network. You don't even know how to network. How do you network? What are you going to say to make people even network with you? You have to put yourself in high demand, getting the high demand skills. And the entrepreneurs who need those skills, they come to you and they love you because you have the skills to make them money. A lot of money. And you're gonna have the exclusivity because you're gonna do something that most people don't do. All your peers are gonna go get a side hustle. It sounds good, but everyone's doing it. There's nothing special about it. None of them going to be millionaires. It's the American way. All of us as Americans, we're going to get side hustles. Everybody want to go to YouTube. You got freaking motherfuckers want to rap. You got motherfuckers want to just do anything but position themselves to be in high demand and do the real work. At a young age, you need to learn the skills that are making entrepreneurship, that are making entrepreneurs money, and they're going to network with you. When you meet them, all you have to do is say, I'm a freaking software engineer, or say, I'm a freaking software architect, or I'm a freaking truck driver. Okay, that's all you have to say. They'll be like, man, I need truck drivers for my fleet, and they're going to hire you, and then that's networking. All right, and you can keep your money and save your money, and you can start networking with truck drivers who want to start their own fleet, whatever. But you have to put yourself in the position of demand. It's going to solve all of this, guaranteed. What happens if you start a side hustle and it doesn't work, which it isn't more than likely it will not work, especially for significant amounts of money. What did you gain? You gained a waste of time. You're not going to have anything to show for your time. Do you guys think that go to freaking Skid Row or something? You think all those people wanted to be homeless? You think those people didn't have dreams? You think those people didn't want to be millionaires, successful, living in a nice house with their family? You think those people dreamed, hey, I'm just going to go to Skid Row and be homeless? No, these are people doing freaking side hustles and think they're going to be musicians and freaking think that they're going to have a clothing line, and they never got the skills. A lot of them, and there's always exceptions, they never got the skills to put themselves in high demand. Because if you do that, you're always in demand, meaning you're always going to get the high pay, high demand, high pay. That's what you have to do. Guys, I'm tired of seeing my people. When I say my people, I'm talking about anyone. This isn't race specific. This is anyone who is out of the know. Those are my people. Those are the people, because I was out of the know. I started out of the know, man. I'm so freaking fortunate that I was able to unravel this correct way, and I'm able to be right here, right now, a millionaire with a strategy that I can replicate and replicate and replicate. If I was poor, I could replicate it and replicate it. Easy, guaranteed. That's what I want you guys doing. I'm gonna stop right there and keep playing the video because I'm so passionate about that. I want to see you guys win, and this right here can get you stuck. All right, shout out to him, great content maker. I know he means he only means the best, but this is gonna leave a lot of people stuck if they follow this directly. So let's keep on.
Either I'm winning and you're losing, or you're gonna try and steal what I've worked for. And then Antonio was like, yo, why don't we just hang out with other smart people and entrepreneurs, get to know each other? I was like, what are you trying to steal from me? Apparently he wasn't trying to steal anything. And what ended up happening is something amazing. From the time I met Antonio and started networking and making new friends that were smarter than me, that were ahead of me in the entrepreneurial journey and ahead of me financially, I started to make more money. I started hanging out with all of these like high value people. I started getting inspired. I was like, yo, if you can do it, I can do it. And we started collaborating and working together. And now I have people that I can reach out to and commiserate. And if I ever need anything, they got my back.
Yeah, see, he brushed over a lot of stuff. Yeah, everybody that has my back, everyone that networks with me, they literally want to be with me because I bring them so much value due to being in high demand and having a skill set that can make them money, that they always have my back because they need me to be okay so that they can make money from me. That's how it works. All right. All of this stuff about these people that help each other, man. Look, let me tell you something about a businessman. It's profit first. It is what it is. It's business first. All right. If you want to be in with a businessman and networked in with a businessman, have a skill set or some way to offer value guaranteed. And they're going to make sure you're okay because they're going to use you're profitable. If it's profitable to help you, then you're in the network. Okay. It's nothing personal. It's business. All right. If you think you're going to walk in with your side hustle and your freaking low paying job and network into some money, good luck. All right. You probably, even if you do get yourself some money, you're not going to be in the conversations about ownership. You're not going to be in any of the good conversations, the big dog. You get what I'm saying? And if you're a minority, it's even more important. Let me just be real. It's even more important that you have your leverage, your things that you leverage. You get what I'm saying? Because if all grounds are clear, you need something if all grounds are equal, you need something to out leverage other people. You get what I'm saying? So let me say this too. All right. There's nothing racist about this. I just want to say that I've outbid other people. I've outbid majority people, right? I've outbid white people. I've outbid every race, white, freaking Caucasian, freaking Mexican, Indian. I've outbid every race when I had more to offer. Okay, when I have more to offer. But if you come in with less to offer and you're competing against people that are in high demand with high value skills, and you come in with your small side hustle and your low paying job, you're leveraging less than everybody else. That's not good. And it's even worse if you're a minority. Just being honest. All right. So if you want to position yourself in a position of power, you want to be sitting in a position of power. You want to be the person with the skills that the people who make money need. You want to be the person who has the skills that the people who make money need in order to keep making money or to make more money. That's going to be your play. All right. That's exactly what I did. That's what I am certain you should do. All of this other stuff could work. OK, it could work. Okay, theoretically, I can throw a freaking rock 500 freaking yards. Theoretically, somebody can, most people can't, but it's theoretically true, but it more than likely won't happen. That's the point. Let's keep going.
Gentlemen, you've got to develop your network. I'm telling you, this is a very often overlooked aspect of the financial equation. But if you ever expect to grow personally and professionally, you got to make sure that the people you surround yourself are growing in the same direction. Fourth step is pay down your debt. Get rid of that debt, because here's how debt works, right?
Thanks.
You buy something on credit or whatever it is, right? You're like, ooh, I got these really cool new sneakers. You wear them, you're like, yeah, check me out. Guess what happened? The person or credit card company company that lent you that money is like, yeah, you enjoy those and pay me my 18% interest. The credit card company that lent you the money to buy those sneakers that are awesome for like 6 weeks now is making passive income on you because of that interest rate. Gentlemen, you are never, ever, ever going to be financially free until you get your spending under control and you pay off your debt. For me,
facts. Pay off the debt. You know what I'm saying? Student loans, any debt, pay that off. Facts.
personally, debt scares the shit out of me, right? I hate debt. I hate looking at the bill, seeing the interest I'm paying. If I can get rid of that interest payment, that's more money in my pocket that I can use to invest or start businesses or do whatever I want. If I want to buy gold teeth and rims, I can do it, but at least I'm not making somebody else rich. I hate debt. But Alpha, some debt's good. Fine. Some debt's good. Like I said, one person's opinion, all right? I know that, there are a lot of people.
There is good debt. So if you buy an asset that always appreciates, meaning it always goes up in value, if you have debt on an appreciating asset, it can balance itself out. So that's technically the debt and appreciation can cancel each other out. All right, and I won't go any more into that, but like a house or some type of investment like that can be good. That's what he means by a good investment. But that's what he means by good debt. All right, let's keep going. But you won't be able to freaking do a freaking house and all that crap with a low paying job and freaking living below your means with freaking side hustle. It's going to be tough. Okay. Some people pull it off, but that's not the strategy. All right. And if it fails, which it more than likely will, you're sitting duck, bro. You wasted your time. Don't waste your time, man. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Don't waste your time. If you do spend a couple of years to get yourself in high demand, the rest of your life will be extraordinarily easy compared to the alternative. You know how difficult it's going to be to do random side hustles with a group of, when you go out and do your side hustle, you're going to realize every other mother effer you know is doing that crap. Everybody's doing it. It's just a whole bunch of broke people doing side hustles, and it's going to be oversaturated, and it's going to feel, you're going to feel freaking like you're doing something wrong because you are. You need to be investing in the skills that most of us aren't, which are the ones that make all the money, and then using that to build your network, which is going to happen organically because people want you and need you really bad so that they can make money. And then you're going to use that large amount of money because you're in so high demand. You're going to get a large amount to invest and pay off your debt. And the formula is that easy. And from that point, now you can do big dog business. You can come and say, look, I'm a millionaire. I'm in high demand. I already made my money. I already paid off my debt. Now let's network and talk business. They're going to be like, man, this is real deal. They're looking at you like a partner. You're a partner now. Like, man, this is a millionaire. He generated all his money himself. He's in high demand. He has a skill set. He has something to contribute to a team. This guy is the real deal. Now you're starting to look like a freaking beast. All right, you look at the top tech billionaires that have existed in our lifetime, and their strategy looks a lot like this. Okay, you take a Robert Smith, which is my favorite African-American entrepreneur. You get what I'm saying? You take a Jeff Bezos. These guys do a lot of these similar types of structures when becoming successful. They invest the time on the front end. Let's keep going.
Use money and leverage and buy things and have passive income with rent. That's a whole nother video for another time. For me though, what I'm telling you is that if you've got a lot of debt, you're never, ever going to have FU money. All right, so now I want to talk about the fifth step in the Alpha M plan to be a self-made man, which is start a business. We have never lived in a more amazing time.
See, and then start a business, okay? Let's keep going. Let's finish this video out, man.
In terms of if you are motivated, if you've got any type of little idea and you've got like $100, you can literally start a business that generates like big money. Now, I'm not saying to quit your job tomorrow because you got an idea. That is a huge mistake that a lot of people make. Guys, it is all about developing some type of business on the side that you're interested in while you have a job that's paying the bills. So for me personally,
sounds cute, sounds good, gonna waste your time. Statistically, this strategy is gonna waste your time. See, I don't know what people are trying to, okay, tell me guys in the comments, all right? Are you trying to like play some game and find out if this crap works? And then if it doesn't work, oh well, and I just keep trying later. And maybe, there's too much uncertainty. Take $100. You can start a business. Don't quit your job and, you know, find something you like. It's freaking too much. It's BS. All right. It's too personal. It's too personal. It's too freaking emotional. It's too soft. Entrepreneurs right now, the big dogs, are making a stupid amount of money. There are certain skills they need other people to have, meaning me, you, him, everyone. There are certain skills they need other people to have that they're willing to pay top dollar for because it's going to help them make the big money that they're making. It's going to help them keep making it and make more. Your play is to get those skills that they need to make all the money they're making. That's your play. In every freaking generation, I don't care if it's 1980 or it's freaking 2075. That's the play. That's how you start. And if you don't listen to me, it's going to be harder than it has to be. I guarantee you. And if you're an exception, congratulations. All right? You're a fascinating exception. Understand me. He said, understand me when I say, right? He's telling you to start a business. What are you going to start the business in? Something random? What are you going to start the business in? You don't even know any. Start a business. In what? Okay, I'll start cutting grass. Dude, you're going to get stuck so fast. Trust me, man. You're going to get stuck freaking fast. It's freaking 1,000, 100. You're going to see so many people cutting grass. It's going to look stupid. It's going to be like, okay, maybe I can make. Listen to me. You want to create exclusivity for yourself. Get those skills that the entrepreneurs need to make the big money that they're already making. They'll give you some. You'll save that. And you'll be building a skill set. They'll be paying you to become better and better and better and better and better at the skill set. You're going to be saving all your money, investing all your money, and paying off debt. And eventually you're going to have so much money that you don't even need the money anymore from the job. What do you do next? Start a business at that point. But guess what? What do I do? What business shall I start? How about I just start the same business I've been doing the whole time? I used to do these skills for him to make money. How about I just do the exact same thing for myself? Now I can be the boss. Now instead of me doing this for him to make money, how about I do what is the same thing I just did for me to make money and let me cut out the middleman. Let me be the boss. He's talking about FU money. Yeah, you got FU money. FU being my boss. Yeah, you used to pay me all these hundreds of thousands. But guess what I do now? I don't need you to pay me those hundreds of thousands because I got millions invested. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to be the boss and I'm going to start paying other guys. I'm going to start paying other guys so that I can make the money because now I'm the boss. And what guys am I going to look for? It's going to be another train of young guys who are getting the skills that I need so that I can make the money. And that's how the cycle goes. If you're not making yourself in demand for the entrepreneurs that are already making the money, you are probably not going to be a millionaire. And everybody that says there are freaking exceptions. And with that being said, guys, subscribe if you like this content. Like, share this content, man. I love doing this. I know I'm going to help turn some of you guys into millionaires at some point. And it's going to be all through the strength and the sweat of your own work. You guys are capable of this, but do not get finessed by soft information. This guy isn't even lying. He's telling the truth. It's just too soft. It's too soft. It's not truthful enough. It's too ambiguous. It's not specific enough. There's too much room for failure. All right? So get that clean, man. Don't be out here freaking Don't be out here with these loose ends. We got to get this money, this opportunity. We have to create these opportunities, and it's not all about money either. All right, I'm gonna have another video about that. But you gotta get yourself paid, and you don't want to waste your time. Okay, and there are a lot of homeless people that thought they were gonna be millionaires or successful. Okay, don't be the next one. All right, and with that being said, guys, peace out. That's the video for today. Yes, sir.